Hey guys, Coach JJ here. Happy Friday. It is Friday, April the 22nd, 23rd. I don't know. Can't remember which day it is. I know it's Friday. And I wanted to come on and talk to you guys today about something I have been seeing repeatedly in the groups I'm in. And it's a matter of vital importance as far as I'm concerned. Um, for those of you who are tuning in that know who I am and whatever, hi, thank you so much for showing up and having to listen to this. For those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Coach JJ, and I am a public health educator, board certified health and wellness coach, and all of that silly stuff. I've been in healthcare for a long time, and so I know a little something about what I'm talking about. Today I want to talk about testing blood sugar. Check your sugar and challenge your doctor. That's what my lecture for today is called. Check your sugar, challenge your doctor. And the reason why I want to come on and talk about this today is I'm seeing so many people who are getting diagnosed with diabetes, either pre-diabetic or brand new diagnosed, never had a history of this, or, well, you had diabetes and now it's back again, that kind of thing. And I'm seeing a bunch of people saying, my doctor did not tell me to test. I'm even seeing some healthcare providers saying, well, I don't tell people to test. I give them the medication or tell them a dietary thing and then come back and see me in 3 months and we'll have our labs checked and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to go ahead and pre-apologize. No. You can't know if the dietary things that you're doing or the medications that you're taking are working unless you are checking the blood sugar. It's the fastest, simplest, easiest way to monitor yourself that doesn't even require a prescription from your physician. It's the easiest thing that you can do. To get a laboratory result drawn, you have to pay a lot of money to an independent facility, or you have to get your provider to write you an order for the blood tests. You don't need that to check your blood sugar. And your blood sugar is like taking a picture of the moment. Okay? So you ate a this or that, and you're moving around and everybody's having fun. You're having fun. People you're with is having fun. Your body's having fun. And everybody's having a party, right? And then 2 hours later, snapshot, what happened? So what happened after eating this or that food or doing this or that physical activity or taking this or that medication? You can't know unless you're measuring this. You cannot manage what you don't measure. And I personally have seen in clients that I've served in the past and currently, and other people that I've worked with and patients that I've taken care of on the hospital floor and so on, that when you're monitoring and measuring, you can say, that thing right there probably wasn't good for you. Let's do something different. Versus if you do no monitoring, no measuring. And this is especially problematic to me if the person isn't on insulin or is on insulin, sorry. You can't tell a person to take insulin and then not have them check their blood sugar because the dosage of the insulin usually is based upon the blood sugar. So, providers out there say, well, I don't want to stress people out. Well, they're already stressed because you done told them they have diabetes and probably told them they can't eat things with white flour, sugar, whatever. Stay away from potatoes, stay away from bread, pasta. You're telling them that half their diet is going to get cut off. So they're already stressed out. So I don't exactly buy the argument of stressing them out. Now, I understand for sure that some people may not have the cognitive ability to remember to test frequently, but you got to have them at least testing some. And again, it doesn't require a prescription to test. You can get a meter, you can get strips at Walmart, very cheap, $30. You get a meter, works pretty well. Get 100 test strips, and you can check yourself for a short period of time to see what your inputs are and how that affects you. So it's cheap, it's effective, it's there. And I personally don't think that you should have to wait 90 days for an A1C retesting at a lab to determine whether or not these interventions that you're doing are helping you. And I'm not saying anything for or against interventions. You know, some people need meds, some people need diet, some people need both. It doesn't matter. You can't know if the things that you're doing are working without testing and checking. And you should not have to wait 3 months to have any sense of whether or not that stuff's working. And I hear a bunch of people say things about, well, I'm so tired of testing. My fingers are like pin cushions. They're raw, they hurt, that kind of thing. There are some things that you can do to alleviate those issues. First and foremost, with checking the blood sugar, you want to make sure that the testing site is clean. You got to wash the hands with hot soapy water, as hot as you can stand it. We don't want you to burn yourself, but we want to have some heat to kind of kill off some germs and things like that. But nothing in the world replaces the mechanical action of the scrubbing. And that goes for the hand washing. It also goes for the, rubbing with an alcohol pad or something like that. But not all meters require that you use a finger. You can, possibly use like this area of your hand here, that as long as it's really well cleaned, that can work. Some people will test on the forearm here. And then of course we have our folks that have the continuous glucose monitors that they, slap on the arm. And I've heard people complain about that. And, it doesn't seem to stick on, or I keep getting low numbers. The arm's not the only place. I've heard some providers tell me you can stick it right here to your chest. You can stick it over here on your belly. You can stick it back here on your back like this. It all kind of depends on how you sleep and things like that. But there's a variety of different sites. You have to check with the meter. And of course the, meter company manufacturer people are going to say, well, only do this if it's this. Call your doctor's nurse at their office and ask them, because I'm sure they've probably done it in a variety of different ways to get, consistent results. If you are using a continuous glucose monitor and you get a low, you get a high that's higher than the parameters your doctor told you, definitely always double check with a finger stick. But again, you can't manage what you don't measure. And so now I want to take a second to talk about parameters. Normal, healthy blood sugar is between 70 and 100 upon waking. They call that, the fasting blood sugar. All that means is, 8 to 12 hours of no food and rest, right? And so let's see what happens first thing in the morning when you wake up. And it's not always morning for everybody. Sometimes it's afternoon or evening or whatever, depending on your shift or your schedule. But after you've had a period of 8 to 12 hours of rest and no food, nothing besides water or whatever, that counts as a fasting blood sugar. 70 to 100 is considered normal. The American Diabetes Association says, well, if you're like 125, 130, but you have a diagnosis of diabetes, we'll consider that as acceptable. Can't say anything about that. After eating, 2 hours after eating, normal blood sugar is not more than 140, 145. If you are diagnosed with diabetes, normal, acceptable blood sugar is no higher than 180. So the checking of the blood sugar then becomes super important, because if you're a person that has diabetes and, okay, so the Diabetes Association says you're 100, you're supposed to be 130 or less and not go to 180 or above that. And you wake up and your blood sugar is 132. And you have this recommendation from your dietitian to eat, 2 eggs and a piece of toast, or 1 egg and a piece of toast and some cottage cheese and half a cup of berries or something like that. And that's what they tell you. And then your blood sugar is like 197. That's an indication that even though that nutrition was told was a safe thing for you, actually isn't, because it's pushing you well above the limits. Could that same meal work if you woke up and your blood sugar was 180 or 87? Sorry, not 187, 87. Could that work? Possibly. But how will you know if you're not measuring? You have to measure. And I'm going to close it out with that for now. And if you guys have questions, post them in the comments below. Send me a private message. I'm happy to answer anything and everything I come across. And we'll talk to you soon. Coach JJ out.